Welcome back to Your Darts and thanks again for joining me. Let's continue to learn some dart checkouts. So welcome back everyone. Let's jump into this straight away. So we're playing a game in the style of top trumps to learn our dart checkout. So 167, what's the first dart and the golden 44 number? And you can either practice on your own or play with someone, an opponent. Okay, so treble 20, leaving 107. Now, how do we get that? So whenever we throw in treble 20 for our first dart, we would add or visualize in our head 40 onto the last two digits, 40 onto 67, and that's how we get 107. Now, if you know those two answers, you get 2 points. Let's go to the next part. So what's the second dart? So we are throwing out 107. We're going for treble 19, which is 57. Get a point if you got that right. And there's only one thing you can do you need another 50 to make it 107, and that's bullseye. So you would state your double. Okay, so you can ask your opponent, state your double on this, or what's your second dart? You can just kind of break it up, make your own games really, or you can just practice by yourself. What's the misrule on the second dart? So you're going for treble 19 for this 107, all right? And we have to assume we miss the treble and hit the big 19. That's what I like to call the misrule. And if we do that, we leave 88. To know, if you want to know the maths on that, we just take I would take it off in multiples of 20. Take 20 off 107, so 87, and you've got to add one more on because it's 19, not 20 we're taking off, and it's 88. So it would leave 88. You get a point for that, but if you know how to take out 88, because this is a practice, it would be treble 20 double 14 or treble 16 double 20. And that's 88, so you get 3 points. Is there any alternate finishes? I don't know of any alternate finishes. You wouldn't go the 19s route, it just wouldn't work out. If you know any, add it by all means and let me know. Okay, that's 167. On to the next number for 154. So what is the first dart and the golden 44 number for 154? So the first dart's going to be treble 20, and we're visualizing, just as you say, just visualize your 40, because that's a rule of 40. When you throw with treble 20 for your first dart, always visualize that 40, and it would leave 94. You get 2 points. So what's your second dart? So we're aiming for 94. You need to know your two dart finishes. Treble 18. You get a point if you said that. State your double. Double 20. Okay, now, because let's just go through that. So treble 18 is 54, and you need another 40 to make it 94, and that's double 20. Okay, now what's the misrule on the second dart? So the misrule on this second dart, you're aiming for treble 18. You have to assume you're going to miss the treble, hit the big number, you hit the 18, and it would leave 74. If you stay at 74, you get a point, but if you know the ways to take out 74, treble 14 double 16, treble 18 double 10, one of my favorite ways, then you get 3 points. Well done you. Okay, if you want bonus points, and you can do what is the misrule. So remember, hitting the single number when you miss the treble. What's the misrule on the treble 14 double 16? So if you miss the treble 14, hit the big 14, it would leave 60. It's well worth doing this. And if you miss the treble 18 and hit the single 18, it would leave 56. So always good practice. Now let's do an alternate finish. So when we got 154, it's quite nice to go for the 19s, but of course only if you like the 19s. But it's treble 19, double 20. So it's always really worth knowing that two treble 19s are 114. Just practice that, say that 30 times, get it in your head, because when you see a number like 154 and you know that two treble 19s are 114, you just have to put 40 onto the 14 and you have 154, right? So you know what the double's going to be, double 20. Okay, now I've shown you in the previous video a very quick way. So if you know you're going for two treble 19s and you can't remember what your final dart will be, what that double will be, you just take 14 off the last two digits of 14 off 54. It's quite, so 4 off 4 is 0, 1 off 5 is 4, so it's 40, so double 20, right? Again, it might help you, it might not. It helped me. So that is number 154. Let's see how you do with that. On to the next number, number 146. What's the first dart in the golden 44 number? Straight away, I'm knowing throwing treble 20 for this. I'm visualizing 40 onto this last digit. So 40 onto 46 and it leaves 86. If you get 2 points, well done. And your second dart, so we're throwing at 86. You need to know your 2 dart finish for 86. It's treble 18 because it's 54 for your double 16. Okay, that's how most people, or I don't know if it's the only way to take out 86, but that's how you do it. Treble 18, double 16, you get a point for both if you got it right. Now, what is the miss rule? So we're aiming for your treble 18. We miss the treble and hit the big 18, it would leave 68. Now, if you know it's 68, you get a point, but also if you know how to take out 68, because this is a practice session, so it's treble 18, double 7, because if we miss that big treble 18 and hit the single 18, so this miss rule again, that's why it's so important. That deserved a title, that's why I give it a one. So if you hit the big single, the single 18, it leaves you 50. That's shot out at bullseye. Of course, so you've got this one, and you've also got treble 16, double 10. Treble 16 is 48, double 10 is 20, so that's 68. Get all those right, you get 3 points. And is there any alternate finishes? Well, yeah, you can go the 19s route. So 2 treble 19s. Again, if you know they're 114, a little harder to see what you need for the double. Again, but if you do that, take the 14 off the last, it's quite easy to see. 4 off 6 is 2, 1 off 4 is 3, so 32, so double 16. Thought I'd share that with you. I like it. It helps me even now when my brain goes a little bit. But that's 146 as a nice alternate finish. Treble 19, double 16. And on to the final number of the day, number 134, the first dart, and the golden 44 number, please. So it's treble 20, and straight away I'm already visualised at 40 onto 34, and it reveals my golden 44 number of 74. So 134 is treble 20, leaving 74. You get 2 points. And on the second dart, so we're going for 74. There's a few ways to do it, so you choose your way. So a popular way is treble 14 for double 16. Okay, if you get both of those, you get a point each. Now, of course, let's do the miss rule on this second dart. So we're aiming for treble 14, but we have to assume we may miss it and put into our practice routine what it will be if you hit the single 14, and it would be 60. It's really nice to manageable way to see it and view it, and it's not too hard to hit it. A single 20, double 20, and you get 2 points if you get those two right. Is there any alternate finishes? Yes, there are. So there's quite a few. We're going to be covering 134, 77, 2 ways to take out 77 here, and also 74. So there's a maximum of 3 points available there. So you can go the 19s route for 134 if you absolutely hate the 20s. I think the 20s are a better way. It's easier to do the maths as well, easier to see it, but you know, there's an alternate way. Let's do it. So treble 19. So remember, when we throw in treble 19 for our first dart, we use the rule of 43, if that is the title of it. I'm not too sure. I like the rule of 40, but rule of 43 sounds a bit rubbish. But anyway, you would add 43 onto 34, but just really add 40 onto 34, so 74. Just add that 3 more on, because you know that's what you got to do, and that's 77. So it's treble 19, leaving 77. Then you would take out 77 however you want to, and there's a couple of ways we're going to go through now. So 16s players will do treble 15 for double 16. I like to take out 77, treble 19 for double 10, because treble 19 is 57 and double 10 is 20, so 77. And for another point, another way to take out 74, which is my preferred way, would be go treble 18, which is 54, for double 10, which is 20, so that's 74. So those 3 maximum points there. I wonder how many you've got. So thanks again for watching. We're going to continue with the Dart Top Trumps. I'm really enjoying it, and we're going to be doing some more chalking and marking at some point. Thanks again. Take care for now.